Hi, this is Robin Blackstone. Today we're going to visit a podcast episode I call CPT, The Culture of a Code. This is day 5 in the RVU Nation series. Every profession carries a culture inside its language. In law, it's precedent. In engineering, it's specifications. In finance, it's models. And in American medicine, it's CPT. CPT is not just a billing tool. It's a culture, a worldview, a way of defining what medicine is and what it is allowed to be. And like all cultures, it shapes behavior, identity, and the boundaries of what is imaginable. Most physicians think they're using CPT as a tool. The truth is, CPT has been using them. Every society, every tribe, every field of knowledge has a naming system. Naming is power. Naming is recognition. Naming is control. In American healthcare, CPT is the naming system. If something has a CPT code, it exists. If something does not, it struggles to exist, clinically, financially, institutionally. A new robotic technique doesn't exist until it has a code. Asynchronous digital care barely exists. Collaborative nursing models, they live in the margins. CPT doesn't just describe the care, it decides the care. Think about that. A culture where the dictionary comes before the reality. So when physicians say, why can't we do more prevention? Or why doesn't the system value continuity? Or why is innovation so hard to introduce? They're not asking clinical questions. They're actually asking cultural ones. Because CPT is a culture, and it is built on discrete tasks, isolated events, one physician, one action, one moment, a world where most disease was acute, a world that no longer exists. It's the Marcus Welby culture fossilized into a national operating system. And when the culture of the code doesn't fit the culture of modern medicine, guess which one moves? Medicine moves. The code never does. Most people assume culture is shared, that it belongs to the community that practices it. But in American medicine, the cultural dictionary, the CPT code set, is privately owned. Ownership is destiny. The American Medical Association owns the language. Physicians rent it. Everyone else pays a toll to use it. Nurse practitioners and physician assistants practice inside a system they did not build, cannot change, and are mostly unrepresented in. This isn't just an economic structure, it's a cultural one. It's like speaking a language where every new verb must be approved by a single committee, and the committee owns the grammar. It's not a culture, that's a gate. Culture specializes in what they notice. CPT notices hands, tasks, cuts, closures, injections, excisions, duration, and equipment. What CPT does not notice is trust, insight, intuition, continuity, time spent stabilizing a chronic patient, catching deterioration early, preventing catastrophe, collaborating with the team, walking with someone through long illness, the cultural work of medicine. So what happens? The system values what the culture notices, and it starves what the culture ignores. Imagine if English were privately owned and someone charged every school, every media outlet, every hospital, every book publisher a licensing fee to use it. That's CPT. The code book is not just intellectual property, it is cultural property. It shapes how doctors think, how hospitals plan, how AI models are trained, what insurers reimburse, what patients receive, what innovation enters the system, and what innovation dies on impact. The culture of CPT determines the culture of care. So CPT is more than a code set. It is the cultural architecture of American medicine. It defines what work exists, what work disappears, what care is delivered, what care is deferred, who belongs, who has a voice, who is invisible. Tomorrow, we are stepping out of this machinery. We're going to pause the architecture and move into the human world that these things so often obscure. Tomorrow is being human, the reminder of why this architecture matters in the first place. And then on day 7, we return to the blueprint and open the next chapter, the Relative Value Committee. The committee that tells American medicine what this language is actually worth. Because once you see the architecture, you can't unsee it. Thank you for joining me today for our episode of Our View Nation.